Alrighty then guys, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. Let's fire off some more Premier Draft for Zendikar Rising. And I haven't been recording too much videos due to the fact that I've been doing a lot more paper Magic. I think it's a lot more fun, a lot more challenging at times, since you can definitely miss your triggers, and when you're drafting you don't actually look at the cards you selected until the first pack one is over. But anyways, yeah, paper is just a lot more funner, and I also have work, so I haven't been recording too much lately. But as per request, I'm going to fire this one off. Alright then, pack one, pick one. What do we have the fine pleasure of opening today? Pretty nice rare, Magmatic Channeler. I think this is going to be at its best in the blue-red Wizards deck, because you're going to be mostly trying to put instants and sorceries in the graveyard, and it's also Wizard itself. But either way, it's a pretty strong card in any red deck, I think. But most of the time it's going to be best in blue-red, since it can just become a 4/4 later, and then in the later games you can just convert your lands or unplayable cards that are kind of dead and look a little bit deeper into your deck. So it's almost like a not a tormenting voice, but a nice looting effect in the late game. Other great cards: Kabira's Takedown's excellent, solid removal spell, and also being played as a modal double-faced card. Relic Amulet for the blue-red Wizards deck, which I'm hoping it wields for the Magmatic Channeler. And then looking at the commons, there's a Deadly Alliance and Bubble Snare. I'd probably take the Deadly Alliance over Bubble Snare. I think pack one, pick one, I would go maybe Magnetic Channeler into Kabira Takedown, into maybe like Deadly Alliance and then Bubble Snare, and then like Relic Amulets I wouldn't take, since it's kind of a commitment. But I think Magmatic Channeler is powerful enough for me to first pick, even though it might not be the most flexible. That I'm going to take it here, and followed up by the Magmatic Channeler. We do have some interesting options. There's a Fearless Fledgling if we want to move into red-white, but I don't think Magmatic Channeler is going to be at its best in red-white. Kazul's Fury is fine, decent late-game card, or you can play it as a land. All the MDFCs are pretty good. There's also Spoils of Adventure if I can splash for it, and there's a bit of mana fixing in red with the land destruction spell. Or looking at the commons, I think it's Into the Royal versus Tazim, Royal Mage, and Pry. Take the Into the Royal. I mean, it would make sense to follow up Magmatic Channeler with an Instance and Sorcery, and to be in the correct archetype for it, which I think would be blue-red. So I don't mind just taking the Into the Royal here, and maybe lock myself up into the blue-red Wizards deck. Alternatively, between these three, it's a little bit difficult to know which one to take. I'd probably take the Kazul's Fury just to stay safe, but I could also see argument of taking Fledgling and Spoils in case I need to abandon the Magmatic Channeler. But Into Royal is probably the best common in this set, along with Deadly Alliance, so I don't mind just moving into it. And Easy Royal Eruption, definitely the best red common in the set, plays well in the same deck that wants to play cards like Into the Royal and Magmatic Channeler. So yeah, a pretty nice start to a draft. Otherwise, I don't know what else I'd pick here. None of these cards are super fantastic. Like, I don't really want to play Warriors with what we currently have. So I think I'm going to take a Royal, and then hopefully we can force the Blue-Red Wizards deck. Nothing amazing. Blue-Red Wizards is a Cleansing Wildfire. This is the card I was talking about. The card that allows you to splash in red. But I can always pick one of those later. These aren't a high priority. I could just take a Solemnity Vision. Like, if we're going to be playing the deck with Blue-Red Wizards, we're bound to have a lot of instances and sorcery, so the Solemnity Vision will most likely find something for us. Alternatively, there's a Stonework Pack Beast, which can be a decent party enabler. But I think I'm just going to take the Solemnity Vision here. Otherwise, Shilling Trap I wouldn't mind a copy of in the Wizards deck. But yeah, gotta take these Mono Dual Face cards. Could just take another one, but I'm not gonna take it over Bubble Snare, even though it's not an instance in sorcery. It's just a solid removal spell. Can take out large creatures, and then if they manage to attack early on, you can just use the one mana, 1 blue, and efficiently lock it down forever. Doesn't destroy creatures, so if they have any passive relevant abilities, it could be a problem. But pretty much works against most, if not all, creatures in the set. And it seems like the pick here. If not, I wouldn't mind a Spike Field Hazard. But yeah, gotta take the Bubble Snare here. I think it's just a lot stronger, and something I prefer playing. So now what? Some decent green cards. There's some solid blue cards too. Risen Riptide I wouldn't mind. Like, we do have a couple of kicker spells. Royal Eruption, Into the Royal, and Bubble Snare. So it actually doesn't seem that bad in our deck. It's also a fine blocker on turn 3, and in the Wizards deck, there's a couple of flyers, so you don't mind having a good ground blocker while you take to the skies, so to speak. And there's a bit of a sleeper in the set too. since a 5-mana 3-mana 5/5 can hit pretty hard. Alternatively, there's a Fissure Wizard for wizard synergies. Pyroclastic Hylian could be fine, same though Spitfire Lagak, but I think Risen Riptide has the highest upside, so I'm going to take it here. And we have a bunch of kicker spells here already, so it doesn't seem bad. And I actually don't hate Inamara Wizard. There's also Tazim Royal Mage, which is also a kicker spell. You can kick it on turn 6, get back our best removal spells, but I think just having the flexibility of land is important, and it's also a wizard, so this seems good. I can always pick up the Tazim Royal Mage later. There's also Molten Blast, which is fine, but I think the Mono Dual Face cards are just too good, especially this early. And it's a great sign that the Wizard's deck is open, seeing that this is being passed to me. So not a bad start to a draft. I think every single pick we picked so far is going to make it into the deck. There's a chance the Lightning Vision doesn't make it if I don't pick up enough instants and sorceries, but other than that, it's going to be at its best in the Blue-Red Wizards deck, given the fact that there's a lot of instants and sorceries to be played. I'll take a Molten Blast here. Wouldn't mind a Glacial Grasp as a fine copy. Late Veteran Adventurer, so green could also be open, but Molten Blast is still fine. We picked up Royal Eruption and Magmatic Chandler, so hopefully red is open next pack. Okay, I'll take my Tazim Royal Mage now. Plays best in this type of deck. I guess it's best in Dimir, also great in Dimir, since you can also get back your removal spells, but it's also a wizard, which doesn't fit in the rogue theme, but can enable party synergies, but it seems perfect with what we're going for. And I'll take a second one over the Skyclave Squid. So we could pretty much just be in this blue-red control deck, where we're trying to use a bunch of removal spells, interaction spells, you beat down with cards like Risen Reef, Umara Wizard, Magmatic Chandler, and maybe do the Umara Wizard on not the Umara Wizard, the 3-mana one that can hit pretty hard whenever an instance of sorcery is cast. And then in the late game we can kick the Tazim Royal Mages to get back our removal spells. So yeah, it seems like we're going to be like in a controlling deck or more tempo. I have no idea. It does seem more controlling, but if we pick up enough aggressive creatures, we could change it into a tempo deck. And there's a chance we could end this splashing with the Cleansing Wildfire in case we open up a bomb. That's another color. So take a Scavenge Blade. Highly doubt we need it, but yeah, it's a good setup. I think all these cards we're going to play so far. Only missed out on maybe 3 or possibly 4 cards. Ooh, Spitfire Lagak. I actually don't mind this. Could actually be feasible in case we need a 4-drop. Best card in this pack is like Akiri Fierce Voyager, but I think it's an easy Bubble Snare. There's also another Skyclave Plunder for card draw, but usually you can pick up a Field Research and this can replace it. Again, I think removal is a lot more important and limited, usually in card draw than card draw, so I'm going to take the Bubble Snare. Best cards, Akiri, Fearless Voyager, easy first pick. Kabir's Takedown is also excellent. Skyclave Plunder, okay. Territorial Scythe Cat, also an excellent green common, but Bubble Snare is a great card. It's good for our deck. It's in our colors. Could take the Hazard here. Alternatively, there's a Grotog Night Runner if I'm looking to be a little bit more aggressive. But I think we're not. I don't think we're a hyper aggressive deck that we want to leverage this. It does have party synergies, but we currently don't have any. I mean, I am a big fan of the Spikefield Hazard and these Mono Dual Face cards. There's a chance that there's some 1 toughness early on that you don't mind pinging away, and then either way, you can just play this as a land. So, seems fine. Also, an instance and sorcery for the Magmatic Chandler in case we need to use it. So, I'll take it here. Another Bubble Snare, there's a Negate, there's a late Deadly Alliance, but I think the Bubble Snare is just more efficient. Keeps ourselves locked in our color. We could splash for the Deadly Alliance, of course, but there's no need to if you have a good removal spell like Bubble Snare already. I'll take as many of these as I can. Here, there's a Tormenting Voice. Cinderclasm actually isn't that bad. Although we do have the Tazim Royal Mages at 1 toughness, it's pretty solid for this type of control deck, if we're going for this type of strategy. Alternatively, like there's a Skyclave Squid, which is medium, Seafloor Stalker, which is medium. Don't mind a Cinderclasm. It has a nice kicker bonus with the Risen Riptide, and also it's a solid sweeper. It makes sense with this type of deck where it's looking to leverage lots of removal spells. Now I'll take my Field Research over the Cascade Seer. Could use a nice card draw spell. Cascade Seer would also be fine here. Chilling Trap would be decent, but Field Research it is. And, well, I don't mind a Pyroclastic Hylian for more top end. Can play well if our Mono Dual Faced lands. Like, if we play these, like, early, you can usually play this as a decent curve topper. It bounces the card back in your hand, you deal 2 damage, and a 4/5 body can beat down pretty hard, so I don't mind the Pyroclastic Hellion. I think it's a pretty solid card. And I'll take a Chilling Trap here since we're looking to play a couple of Wizards. But if we don't pick up enough Wizards, I might end up cutting it, but either way, the Scorched Rider is pretty medium. I think our first copy of Chilling Trap is fine. And Blue-Red does seem open. Here, I don't really like Anti-Cognition. I guess I'll take it. I don't think we're playing an Inordinate Rage in this type of deck. Don't think I need second Chilling Trap. I'll take the counter spell in case we need it. Overall, we just need a couple of creatures here, I think. Maybe another Risen Riptide would be nice. A solid 4-drop. Another 2-drop and a 5-drop could be good. But if we're the only guys drafting blue-red, we're most likely going to cut it off quite well. And we did see some late red cards, of course. Late Bubble Snare as well. So I think our archetype is open. Alright, I'll take my Squid. Don't mind a copy of this. Late Kabira's Takedown too. Pretty strong card that's still in the pack, so white could be open. And I don't mind a Glacial Grass. I think Living Tempest is kind of filler in this set. Glacial Grass could be fine. It cantrips. It's an instant source. It's an instant that goes into the graveyard and it helps, and it does mill the opponent for a bit, which we don't have too much mill synergy, but could be fine. We could also play Cleric, just have a decent ground blocker and a Cleric for the blue-red Wizards deck. You know, which doesn't tend to exist, but it can be fine or not. We could cut it, but overall, I think it's okay. And then another Skyclave Squid. I guess I don't mind a Seafloor Stalker, maybe for party synergies, and also it could be a decent win condition if we need one. Yeah, I guess I'll take it. In case we need a filler 3-drop, I don't mind a Seafloor Stalker. And I'll take a Deliberate. Maybe we end up playing it. Or not. It can be fine with some Wizards. Even another Skyclave Squid, so maybe we don't need a Cleric. Scoot Swarm is pretty broken, but I don't think we're splashing for it. I don't mind just taking, I guess, an Expedition Diviner. There's also the Synchronized Spellcraft, but with triple Bubble Snare and all these interaction spells, I don't think we need to prioritize removal that much. Expedition Diviner is perfect for this deck. It's a Wizard, and it's a solid flyer that we might need to help close out, so I don't mind taking it here. So cards on the cutting block, probably these 3. Yeah, there's nothing else in this pack. There's a runner, but I might as well just take the Veil. Could be pretty solid in this deck. I think this is a 17 lander with these Disney Royal Mages I don't mind kicking at 6. The Bubble Snares I don't mind kicking at 4. Same with the Into the Royal. And then maybe Royal Eruption we might kick. And then, yeah, I could just go 17 here. And we should be okay. Could use a better 3-drop than this Seafloor Stalker. Like, I'm not sold on it yet. So these are the cards I'm not sold on yet. Although there's really nothing else in this pack I like either. I don't really have enough Warriors for the Expedition Champion. Goma does nothing. Confounding Conundrum does nothing. I think I have enough 2s. I don't need the Ambusher. I also don't like Living Tempest. It's pretty much filler in this set, even though it is a flyer. So maybe Titterpeak Ambusher could be fine, since it is a relevant late game mana sink. And a decent blocker early on. Okay, Thundering Rebuke, pretty excellent removal spell. Definitely gonna make the cut. I think it's the best card in this pack overall, along with the Moss Skeleton. Don't actually mind this Risen Riptide. Like, there's a bunch of kicker spells in my deck, and even then, it's a fine blocker on turn 3. These cards, I am not sure if I want them or not, since we do have a lot of, again, interaction removal already. What's this? Rolling Vortex doesn't seem like a great card. I don't mind another Pyroclastic Healing in that 5. Having 2 copies is nice with these mono double face cards. And it's a solid 5-drop. I'm a big fan of this card. I need some ways to close out the game, so I don't mind a second copy. Solid finisher as well. We just need to focus on the 3-drop department for the most part. Ooh, and a Relic Robber is quite strong. I think I gotta take it here, even though it's not really a wizard, and the Ardent Electromancer would be my secondary choice. The moment it connects once or twice is pretty much game over, since the 1/1 colorless construct artifact is hard to deal with. It's a little bit of a nombo with Cinderclasm, but I still think it's fine. If we're able to maybe clear a path with our removal spells and get into Relic Robber, it can definitely steal the game. So I'm not going to say no to it. And I don't mind a Grotag Bug Catcher. It is better for a more aggressive deck, which we could still be, so I don't mind just taking it here. And even the Kazul's Fury has a nice land, mono dual face land, so it seems good here. And I think most of these are going to be played as lands anyway, so I might as well just cut 5 lands and just replace them with the mono dual face cards. And maybe run like 16, or I could even run 18 lands if I want to. Don't mind Synchronized Spellcraft, good removal spell. Ooh, even the Night Runner. Okay, we could have a bit of party synergy in this deck, like I don't hate it. Because if this manages to connect, it's also like a pseudo card draw spell, which can be pretty decent. Okay, I could play a Sneaking Guy, that's not bad. Sneaking Guy is actually pretty solid with both Relic Runner and the Grotag Night Runner, so we can maybe just focus more on the party synergies by cutting these Skyclave Squids. Sneaking Guy is pretty solid with the Titterpeak Ambusher, it's pretty solid with the Relic Robber and the Grotag Night Runner. So it's actually not bad having a build out like this. The only thing that rewards us for party is really the Grotag Bug Catcher, so I'm not sure if I still want the Cleric of Chill Depths here. These could be kickers that we can do on 6. I don't think I'm playing double Sneaking Guy, but one can be fine. Yeah, I guess I don't hate Sneaking Guy in this deck. We didn't get a bunch of Wizards, so unfortunately the Wizard synergy is not there. However, we can cut a couple of lands. 5, so what we can do is Spike Field Hazard comes in as a land. Yin Veil is going to be a land most of the time. Same with the Amara Wizard, even though I don't mind casting it. We have enough 5-drops that we don't need to worry too much. Because Tazim Royal Mages are 6-drops we don't mind kicking. I don't really like the... Could consider cutting the Risen Riptide. Gonna move the interaction spells on the other side. Cinderclasm, I don't mind. It's a bit of a nombo with the Relic Runner, so maybe we don't need it. It's also a nombo of the Sneaking Guide as well, so I'm not sure if I want the Cinderclasm in this deck. How much lands is this? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this is about 17 lands is pretty much correct for this type of deck. So what do we want in this deck? Could try Chilling Trap. How many wizards do we have? 5 wizards. It's not amazing, but it's pretty efficient for what it does. There's also Cleric of the Chill Depths for maybe some party synergies. The only party synergy card we care about is, I guess, the Bug Catcher, so I don't think it's worth playing. It could be a fine ground blocker, though. Could just throw in a filler Deliberate to improve our draw steps. Like, it could also be fine. Or in main deck, a Glacial Grass has more interaction to clear a path sometimes and lock something down. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 interaction spells. Creatures, 14 creature count. Let's see. How many kicker spells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have plenty of kicker spells. I don't mind the Risen Riptide in this type of deck. I could just throw in the Seafloor Stalker. I could throw in the Glacial Grasp again. There's a lot of options. I don't think I need the Blade. I could consider the Cinderclasm still. Even though it's a bit of a nombo of the Relic Runner, it can have its moments, I guess. Like, it's actually not that bad. Alternatively, there's a Glacial Grasp. I mean, it's a nombo of the Sneaking Guide. It's a bit of a nombo of the Grotag Bugcatcher. It's a nombo with the Relic Runner. But it could still be pretty strong if it hits at the right moment. And it's also a kicker spell for the Risen Riptide, so I guess we might main deck it. There's Living Tempest, but we have enough 5s. The Seafloor Stalker is okay, but I think we should be able to close out even without it, since we have the Sneaking Guide and some of these creatures that can just plow their way through. Glacial Grasp is fine. I could consider Glacial Grasp, but we don't really care about the mill synergies. It's really just a tempo play for the most part, to lock a creature down and play defense, but I'd rather just kill something. Skyclay Squid is also fine, but it's nothing exciting. Yeah, we'll try something like this, and then the mana base favoring red, so 6, 8, 8 red sources, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could ditch an island and just throw in a mountain for the most part, and then we'll be slightly favoring red a little bit more, and we should have, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 9 red sources, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue sources, and I think we're running 17 lands if I'm not mistaken. Again, we have a bunch of expensive kicker spells. Most of our lands also come in tapped, and yeah, we don't mind having a bit of mana sinks with our kick spells, so yeah, I guess we'll try this deck out, see how it goes, and hopefully overperforms. I think it's, I don't know what to call this deck. I think it's an Izzet tempo deck. Because it has a mix of aggro and control components. Like, you do want to be aggressive with cards like these, and then you're trying to be kind of controlling the late game with the removal spells to, like, make a way across the finish line. So, yeah, hopefully this deck can overperform, and we'll see how it goes. Zendikar is a bit of a nombo, so I might consider cutting it. But we'll see. We have a turn 1 Sneaking Guy into Relic Robber, not bad. And I like having Relic Robber in my opening hand, so we can maybe get an attack in. Seems good. We can eventually find blue for the field research, so I don't really care that much about it. Sneaking Guy, Relic Robber is a nice combo. We can just keep constantly sneak it across. Opponent plays a double face card. I don't think I need Magmatic Channeler yet. I think the Teeter Peak Ambusher can be just a better blocker. It also plays better with the Sneaking Guide in case I need a mana sink later, so I'll get it out early. I also rather have the opponent kill the Teeter Peak Ambusher than the Relic Robber, so Expedition Skulker is annoying. Guess I can play land, and I can attack with the Teeter Peak Ambusher. I could also just play Field Research here and maybe turn 5 Relic Rumber, give it Evasion, and then sneak an attack. Yeah, I don't mind that. It also makes it so that we can hit our land drops and find more stuff off the top. Thundering Rebuke is also pretty amazing. I think I'll play this tap next turn, perhaps. And then maybe play a 3 mana, maybe just play out the Relic Robber or something else. I'm fine taking 2. Black Bloom Rogue is pretty strong, so he's going to have a Death Toucher back on defense. So now what? Guess I want to play the Veil because I could turn 3 Relic Robber, give Evasion. And I guess I'm fine just playing this tapped. I could also attack and then like use it against a 2-2, but I think this is okay. And I could just Thundering Rebuke this 2-3, it's not that amazing. Or I can just play out the Magmatic Channeler. But just Rebuke now in case I need to use the mana to sneak in the Relic Robber, and then we'll just say go. Magmatic Channeler is also getting there, it's about to become a 4-4. And then we can start converting our late game lands into like actual spells. Depending on how much we flood, and either then even then it's just a 4 powered 4 toughness creature which can steal the game. Russo Drakes, okay, that's quite scary. Okay. And then I guess we're gonna try to sneak in the Relic Robber to maybe close out the game, hopefully. So the opponent is now forced to race us. I can also kick this. Okay, Deadly Alliance. So I'll be taking 4 here. The opponent will be going down to 14. I guess he doesn't have a rogue anymore for the Expedition Skulker, so I guess I can still block it. And when there's only the Malakir Rebirth at single black that I need to worry about, which, you know, it's not even a pump trick, so I guess I'll be taking 2. But the Relic Robber is going to put him on the clock, so... Mind Carver, okay. I guess I can attack past my 1-3 now, and he's forced to race me, so no blocks. Ooh, Kazul's Fury can be a nice finisher. So I don't mind just using Solemnity Vision and playing out the Magmatic Channeler, maybe. I mean, or I can play this tapped and then just play out the Magmatic Channeler. I mean, a Kazul's Fury might be a way to close out the game that I might need, so... I guess I can always just kick the Royal Mage to get something back, so I think I'm going to play this as a tapped land. Play the Magmatic Channeler here. And then we can also just pump the Titter Peak Ambusher just to increase the clock. He might have a removal spell. Okay, Mind Drain. That kind of sucks. But now this is a 4/4. So I think he needs to play defense. Otherwise he'll be taking a little bit too much. I can also just grant my 1/3 evasion and attack for a bunch. So if he attacks, I guess I'm blocking the 3/2. That Mind Drain was actually pretty solid since it allowed me to pump my Magmatic Channeler, so I actually didn't hate that play that the opponent made. So he might be forced to stay back just to play defense here. I'm definitely going to block the 3/2 if he attacks. I think he might try to move this into the 2/2. I guess he might just move into the 0/1. I'm not going to block the 0/1. Okay, a Bubble Snare is nice. So now I guess I can kick the Bubble Snare into the 2/2. Give this evasion and attack. I think that's fine, so we'll try that. He might have another rogue. The flyer is a bit annoying though. Really depends. Let's just take out the rogue, I think. And then we'll grant the 1/3 evasion and then just try to do as much damage as possible. Maybe even force him to chump. But he'll be taking too much damage here, so that's good. And then now I can give this evasion and pump and kill him. So Sneaking Guy is doing a lot of work with the Titter Peak Ambusher as well. So I'm not even sure if I even enjoy activating the Magmatic Channeler to convert our lands into spells. But I should be able to close out the game maybe next turn, I don't know. I mean, he can't even block this 1/3 anyway, since I'm going to grant it evasion. Okay, Spellcraft for 2 is not bad. And then, I guess I can't even pump this anyways. I could give this evasion and pump once. Yeah, I think he's just dead, I guess. This deck could also be an 18-lander, but that might just be a little bit too excessive. Okay, I can play the Veil tapped, Order's Fury, play out the Titterpeak Ambusher, and then, yeah, I guess we'll just start playing our stuff tapped. Let's keep... Doesn't really matter, though, which one we play tapped. Yeah, I guess I'll play out the Fury. I highly doubt we're going to need it that early on. I can also leave the Titterpeak or just play another tapped land. Gloomhunter's a little bit annoying. I don't think I can outrace. Ooh, the Cinderclasm's pretty solid. I guess I'll just play this tap then. If he decides to go wide, we can kick this eventually and just blow up his own entire board. So hopefully he plays like a 1 toughness or 2 toughness creature here, which is, ooh, that's also pretty strong. So, alright, I guess I don't hate that. I could take another turn off and just use a play Spike Field Hazard tapped, and then play out the Titterpeak Ambusher. I guess I don't hate that. I could also just use this. Like, that's also not a bad idea. I guess I don't mind playing the Ambusher here and then maybe using Spikefield Hazard end of turn, but we already have that covered with Cinderclasm, so I don't know, we'll still keep it in case he has more 1 toughness later on. I don't mind just taking 2 here. Play another small creature, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm not going to get greedy here. I'm going to kick the Cinderclasm and completely blow him out, I think. So we're just going to do that. I might as well play this tap, though. So, yep. And I might as well play this tapped. Yeah. Because I highly doubt he has any 1 toughness anymore. Fastwood Surge, getting out lands. Ooh, Hellion. Hellion's quite nice. It can return something. I guess I'll attack for 1, play out Hellion, get back maybe the Fury. Or I can save it and wait till next turn if I want to get something back. Nah, let's just get back. Maybe the Veil's fine. Yeah, the Veil seems fine since we might need to get an attack in. Horn Beetle, okay. I can attack past that. I can also kick a Royal Eruption eventually, so... Alright, I could also Bubble Snare it, but let's just move to combat. Attack with a 4/5. And I guess I'll play the Expedition Diviner. Alright, I might as well play the land then. I got 2 damage for free, so that's quite nice. Okay, that's going to make 2 1/1s. That's still fine. I guess I'm fine taking 3, it's not the end of the world. Don't have 6 mana, so I guess this 4/5 need to stay back on defense. And I guess we can attack with the 3/2. And I guess I don't mind just playing out the Magmatic Channeler. And then we'll stay back. Eventually I could kick the Tazim Royal Mage, get back to Cinderclasm, and clear his 1/1s. So that's not a bad choice as well. This is a clear indication he has a Pump Trick. So I guess I don't mind, like, maybe double blocking here and then using the Titterpeak Ambusher to pump in case he has a Pump Trick. I don't know if this matters. Probably doesn't. At least he doesn't draw a card. Ambusher dies, but we don't take too much damage, and I can just Bubble Snare this for 1. Bubble Snare is quite nice. On the 4/4. I could just Royal Eruption now. I guess I don't mind doing that. Or I can just play out the Royal Mage anyways, since it holds off the 3/2 quite well. Yeah, let's just play 1 Royal Mage, it should be fine. And then I can attack him for 3. I mean, I could also just convert one of the Royal Mages into something, but I guess it's fine. I'll stay back for now. Skyclave Sentinel, we can Bubble Snare. So glad I picked up those Bubble Snares. Eventually, again, we can just kick a Cinderclasm and deal with all this, but yeah, just easy Bubble Snare. Lock down the Skyclave Sentinel. Play out land. Attack. And then I guess I'll Royal Eruption to face now. Actually, I might just kick it next turn in case I get a land and he kills my 3/2, so maybe that's fine. I should be able to survive against this Onslaught if he decides to alpha here, so... I mean, I could see maybe another Vastwood Surge giving everything 1/1 counters. I can chump that. I should be able to survive. Or I can just take 6. I don't think there's anything on 1 black that can kill me, so I'm fine taking 6. And we can just use the Royal Eruption to kill him. Alright, sweet. Managed to get there. Okay, I guess I'll play the Sneaking Guide. Seems alright. Or the Slendy Vision. Might as well play a Slendy, I guess, in case we need a blue mana. I don't really see myself playing Sneaking Guide getting into damage for Sneaking Guide too early on. It's just like a 1-drop. Ooh, Bugcatcher. You could have a counterspell, but I don't think I play around a counterspell this early. This can hit pretty hard, especially with the Sneaking Guide. So another Dimir deck. I mean, I guess this is our first Dimir opponent. Okay, let's move the attacks. I guess I don't mind playing Sneaking Guide main phase. He could also have the Flash creature, but I guess I don't mind a trade with it. Yeah, let's go for it. I could have maybe just played out the Kazul's Fury. So, yeah, I actually might have misclicked there. Since now I might have missed out on the 4-drop. But the opponent just passes. Okay, Rally Robber seems good. Let's just play it. He could counter this, but I'm fine with that. Let's move to combat. I'm not going to put the Sneaking Guide in harm's way. Because he could have the 1/1 Flash guy. Okay, had into the Royal. Okay. It's not as bad, so... Now we can play the land tapped. So happy I top decked a 3-drop. Rune Crab, so he's going to try to mill me here, but I can just shoot that down with a Royal Eruption. That's going to block my Relic Runner, so it's not going to be that effective. So I guess I don't mind just moving to combat. I could also Molten Blast to 0/2. So I guess I don't mind attacking the Sneaking Guide here. And now I don't mind finishing off with Molten Blast. and even if he has a counter spell, at least my Royal Eruption doesn't get countered. Okay, so he's going to spend his whole turn just doing that. That's fine. I don't think he'll mill me fast enough with these two attackers on the ground. I also have a Royal Eruption saved up still. And if I get land, I can Relic Robber into like Royal Eruption. And that would be quite solid. Wondering why he didn't play that first. I guess he wants to play a 4-drop kicked instead. Okay. Guess I don't mind just killing it. Or I just play out the Relic Robber and attack. I mean, I could Field Research instead, maybe get a land drop. Maybe that's just better. So now I can play my land. I can Royal Eruption. I don't mind a Royal. Even though it could go face, I could use a Thundering Rebuke, but Rebuke might be more important just to deal with higher toughness, so this seems fine. Okay, now he's going to try to mill me, and then he's going to set up a kicker spell. Seems quite natural. Expedition Diviner, okay. Guess now what we can do is I can play out the Relic Robber. Might as well just give it evasion. I don't even need to Thundering Rebuke here. I don't think he's going to mill me quick enough, so... I could also just offer to trade with the Bug Catcher. But nah, I think if he kills my Relic Robber, I might need another creature to grant evasion, so I think I'll keep it around. I can also just Hellion, bounce something back, and kill him. I don't think he's going to mill me enough in time. Like, pretty interesting strategy with the kicker spells, but we should be able to kill him quickly, I think. I can also just bounce back my Kazul's Fury. I don't necessarily need to give this evasion. Because he could, like, use an instant to blow me out after I give this evasion. Okay. So I guess it's going to still take a while, okay. I guess I'll just bring back Kazul's Fury and just maybe fling at him next turn. Could also attack, like why not? He has trample, so he might as well put the 3/2 in front of it. Okay, I guess I'll kill the crab because it's pretty annoying. I could have also just killed the Death Toucher, but the mill is pretty annoying. I think the only way he could actually win is by milling, so I actually don't mind just doing that. Okay, I don't think this is enough. He could use Chilling Trap, I guess, on my no, this only fetches creatures, right? So yeah, I think I got this. Alright, I guess we have the Night Runner on 3, seems decent. And we have a bunch of red spells anyway, so I don't mind keeping this. Then we can clear a path for the Night Runner, and hopefully you can get a land drop, perhaps. Cell Sword, I don't really care. Cinderclasm does deal with it, so I don't mind top decking Cinderclasm. If he plays a 2 toughness creature, we can kick this next turn and take out his threats. So I guess I'll be taking 3, and then I can set up something. Cleric. I guess that will hold off my 2/3. I mean, I could still attack into it, but now I guess I'm better off just playing the Diviner. Like, I could attack. If he blocks it, we Cinderclasm, but I guess he'll just trade his 3/1 for it for the most part. The Legat can hold off the 3/1. Diviner can mostly sneak in for 3 next turn. I don't know, this is pretty interesting. Like, I could attack here, maybe just offer to trade. I mean, he can also just block the 1/3, then we can use Cinderclasm. I think I'm going to go for the attack. I don't care if he trades his 3/1 for it. Yeah, sure. I was hoping he'd block with the 1/3, but I think he was suspecting something. Tazim Raptor, we can always just Cinderclasm or Royal Eruption away. But I guess it's kind of awkward now with the 3/2, so it's not necessarily the best option. Guess Molten Blast works. Maybe if I kept the 2/3 back and played the Spitfire, I could maybe set it up to Cinderclasm better, so it would have 2-for-1 the opponent. Like, these clerics don't really phase me at all, they're just random ground blockers. So yeah, I'm not really phased, let's just keep attacking. And then the Legat can block all these creatures profitably, even with the pump trick, so we're still in fine shape. Let's see, a removal spell, a binding, okay. So I guess now I don't mind just killing my 3/2 with the Magmatic Channeler so I can draw a card with it. So yeah, I guess I don't mind just playing out the Channeler. Could just attack for 3 here, like I don't mind. I mean, it's plenty of damage, so I think I'm going to go for it. Wow, opponent just takes it. Okay, I guess I'll just, the Royal Eruption is pretty good to face, but yeah, I think I'll just use the Rebuke. No, actually, I can take it. Let's just say go. He could have more scarier creatures that I need to remove here. I'm not really scared because even if he pumps his team, he's spending his whole turn, and I can just easily block a Cleric of the Chill Depths. So I don't care about him pumping his team. I mean, alternatively, I could just block the 1/2. Well, Hellion's nice. So now I can ping the opponent, play out the Hellion, return the Hazard, I think, and then deal 2 to his face, and use the Hazard for maybe something next turn. I'm not going to attack since he can pump his team and double block, so we'll just say go. Okay, sure. Opponent hasn't played anything too scary. I'm not even a big fan of these clerics. I know he might just be playing the blue-white party deck, but overall they're pretty much lackluster creatures. He can't really get in a good attack as well. So I guess this turn I don't mind just killing one of the 1/3s, or just maybe Legat into land. Seems solid. And I might just focus on pinging him over time. I could just Spikefield Hazard his face end of turn as well. So I think I'm just going to pass here. There's really no need for me to do anything. And Spikefield Hazarding his face. Actually, I guess the Spitfire, I guess I can just play this as a land to ping him. I don't necessarily need to use a spell. It does grow the Magmatic Channeler though, but I think it might just be better keeping. And now I guess I could just Selendi Vision instead, so I guess we'll just do that. And then we can find an instance or sorceries, which would be nice. Field Research is excellent. And I guess now I can play out my Spike Field Hazard tapped. How many times can he pump? 5. So like he can only pump once, so I could just use my removal spell now. In that case, I don't mind using Thundering Rebuke on, I guess, the Seagate Banneret. He's probably going to pump in response, but that's fine. Sure. I could attack with Magmatic Channeler and Pyroclastic Hellion. Actually, this is only, I need 4, so yeah, I don't mind just attacking the Hellion. He's still forced to jump here, because even if he double blocks, it won't kill it, so he's kind of in a rough spot, I think. Could have like a pump spell, but whatever. It locks it down, but that's still fine. I still kill one of them for free, so... And this might force him to use something here anyway, so I don't care. Sure. I still kill one, so that's quite nice. So this is already a 2-for-1. The Hellion doing a lot of work. Next turn I can Field Research and attack with both, and this will be a 4-4. Or I can just Magmatic, or I can just use a Roll Eruption, like... It's almost the same, right? So yeah, I guess I don't even need to do that. Let's just Roll Eruption to face. I could just kill the Cleric as well, but I think this just might be better. And I could just attack with both. And this is a 4-powered creature, so he needs some way to interact with his Spitfire Legak. So Cinderclasm, even though it has a bit of a Nombo in our deck, is still a pretty strong card. So I'm actually happy with it. It can lead to 2 or 3-for-1s. So yeah, Cinderclasm, not the best in every red deck, but in a deck that's full of 3 toughness and is a little bit more controlling, it does seem pretty solid. So I actually don't mind having it in the deck. All right, so currently 4-0. We're doing a lot of we're doing great. So let's continue. And now I don't think we've drafted Izzet before, so I'm actually pretty happy that I'm able to upload this video and showcase it. And what we have in our opening hand's a pretty decent hand again. A bit clunky because there's 4 drops and a 5 drop, but I guess we can curve out, so I don't hate it. We also have Molten Blast on 3 to play a little bit of defense. So yeah, I don't mind just keeping it. And we can kill that with the Molten Blast. It's also an artifact, so we don't necessarily need to deal 2 damage to it. We can just destroy target artifact and it can be fine. It's Cunning Geyser Mage. I might kill that instead. Or I can just play the Risen Riptide. Yeah, just kill the Cunning Geyser Mage, I think. I think a 3-2 is a little bit annoying, because if he does have removal spell for my Risen Riptide, I'll be taking 5, which I don't want, so we'll just keep taking 2 for now. Seafloor Stalker is okay, I can kill the Synchronized Spellcraft. But here we're just going to play the Expedition Diviner, I think. I could offer to trade for the 2-1. So, I don't know. I could offer a trade for a 2-3. Like, this is not bad. Yeah, let's go for it. I know I can attack for 3 in the air, but the 2-3 can be pretty annoying later on, since it can eventually just grow. Okay, we're missing our land drops. Guess I don't mind the Risen Riptide. And then we can use a 1-mana Bubble Snare next turn on the Bloom Rogue. Okay, that's pretty annoying. I could Bubble Snare a 2-1. I mean, it is mana efficient, but might just Bubble Snare to Blackbloom Rogue. I know he has an extra blocker, but I might as well just do it now, just be mana efficient. Wind Robber, okay. It's pretty annoying. Getting 2 creatures back. Might have to rebuke something here, like this Cunning Geyser Mage. Or just play the Night Runner. I don't know. Let's just rebuke, or just kick the Bubble Snare, I guess. Kick it on the 2/3. Since it has evasion. Taking a bit of damage here, he's also milling me, so that's also not great. So maybe I kind of regret throwing the Bubble Snare at the Black Bloom Rogue, since I'll be 2-for-1ing myself using 2 removal spells on it eventually. But overall, the opponent is curving out really nicely, and I'm missing my land drops, so this is problematic. I mean, he's probably going to give this evasion anyways. Yeah, I don't think I can come back from this. Let's just play the Hellion. And I don't think we have to return a land, we'll just say go. Yeah, the opponent just managed to curve out really well this game. And us missing our land drops and keeping expensive cards was not great, so I guess we lose since he can give this Menace. I can only block to 3/2, and he can just attack him for 7, so yeah, we pretty much lose. Okay, first loss. I mean, we can still get to 7. It's 4-1. We managed to get this far, so this is definitely a 7-win deck, I think. Opening hand, not bad. We have a Sneaking Guy we can always play on 1. The Veil we can just play tapped. Sure. And then the Mara Wizard we might cast it on 5, depending. But yeah, this is definitely keepable. We can also Field Research on 3. If he has blue mana, it could imply the 1/1 -1. -2 -0 Flash Guy, so might not attack. But no blue mana, so this is good. Ooh, Relic Robber. Okay, so definitely going to play the Coast tapped. Let's get him for 1. And if he plays nothing next turn, I'm just going to play out the Relic Robber and just attack. If not, if he does, I'll play the Field Research. Okay, nothing. Alright, I guess we go for it. And this might just cost him the game for not having any creatures early on. Yeah, this can be pretty bad for him if he doesn't play a creature. I mean, he could have practiced tactics, but I mean, Goblin Construct doesn't count as anything. Okay, don't think I need to main phase anything. I could give this evasion. Like, I don't think there's any instant speed stuff that can kill me here. I mean, I guess there's the Kabira's takedown, but I still think we're just gonna attack here. Okay, so he's just gonna lose the game. Okay, we're just gonna play the Field Research since it's mana efficient, and then we might as well just. I guess I don't mind just playing a regular land because the Mar Wizard. We might just cast next turn too. Visionary, okay. Yeah, this game is just about over, I think. He's going to take 2 per turn. The Relic Runner is just going to deal too much damage. I can also give the Relic Runner evasion. But I think this turn we're fine just maybe using the Hellion, bouncing the land back. And we might use it as a spell next turn. Yeah, I think the opponent's too far behind here unless he gains 1,000,000 life. Or has a sweeper, but there's only a sweeper for 7 mana, I think. And this triple white, so he still has a while to get there, so I think this game is over. We can attack with all, use Veil next turn, and then play out the Teeter Peak Ambusher, which is another creature we can grant evasion to close out the game with. So, yeah, I think he just might robe me here. I don't think he can win at this point. Alright, so he's not going to rope. So if I grant the Relic Runner evasion, attack for 2, he's going to fall down to 4, take 2, down to 2. I guess it's a removal spell now, might see a Rabbit Bite. Alright, opponent finally dealt with the Relic Runner, but he's still on a 3-turn clock, and the 4-5 can block pretty well, so... okay, I guess we'll just keep everything back. I could attack and use Force the Veil, but I'm only going to kill one creature, so I don't think we need to do it. I think it's just better just play out the Morrow Wizard here. And next turn we can leverage the Baying Veil, give it flying, and then get in for lethal. This is a card I'm happy always first picking and forcing red in his set. I did state multiple times that red is the worst color because it's kind of all in, and if you aren't playing an aggressive game plan with red, it's not going to be great since red doesn't have any amazing blockers, and most of the game plan is just forcing yourself into an aggressive archetype. And the fact that there's also a lot of removal, 3 toughness in the set, and life gain makes red a little bit worse. But yeah, always happy to first pick a card like Relic Robber, given how powerful it is. Probably going to see a Rabbit Bite on the 4-3 main phase. Definitely reasonable. Okay, so I guess it's not game over yet, but the opponent's still on a 2-turn clock. We can just stay back with the 4-5s, not do anything. Guess I can just Bubble Snare and attack, and then play out the Teeter Peak Ambusher. Seems fine. And he has a double block. I mean, he does need to block my 4-5 or it's game over, so I'm attacking the Sneaking Guide. And that gives me enough mana to also play the Ambusher, so we're definitely going to win this. Unless he finds a way to wipe the board, which I highly doubt he is. Guess you could play like the 5 mana that gains him a bit of life, up to 5, but we can always just leverage evasion with this, pump it, and attack. Okay, so he can attack with this, I can block it. Alright, pretty easy. 5-1. Relic Robber stole that game. So yeah, always important to have your creatures early on in limited, because sometimes you never know when the opponent's just going to sneak in like a 2-drop or a 3-drop bomb that you need to answer or keep up a blocker right away. So it's very important in limited to do that. I mean, I guess in any Magic game, but overall, getting hit by Relic Robber can often lead to game over. Alright, currently 5-1. Let's keep this up. 2 more victories, and then we'll get our 7. And I definitely see that happening, so just kind of wish me luck here that I'm going to get it. And I'm happy showcasing the first Izzet draft for this Zendikar draft. Overall, I did have negative views on this when the set first started, because blue-black seemed pretty broken. But as the set progressed so far, I've been really enjoying the set a lot, and the only menace in the set is really the black-white life gain deck. Okay, this hand can be pretty decent if I can get red mana. Unfortunately, I don't. So I guess I will just mulligan this, even though I'm on a play. I think I'd go for it, and then I can just ditch the Expedition Diviner. I mean, it's a fine 4. Maybe I just ditch the Hellion because it's really expensive. Um, yeah, I guess I ditched the Hellion. Like, there's still one more in the deck, and that's fine, and I can leave the Sneaking Guide. It's better to have a cheaper curve rather than a 5-drop we're never going to play. Okay, I can still block that with the Magnetic Channeler, so I don't necessarily need to play Thundering Rebuke on it. The question is, do I block it though? Like, he could have a Subtle Strike, which can be really annoying, or Rabbit Bites. So maybe I still take 2, because this is a bit of a free roll here. I'll let him free roll me. It's not that bad. Goma I can definitely kill. And we did miss our land drops, so there was no way in hell we were ever going to play the actually I can just use this. Yeah, I guess I'll use the Magmatic Channeler, given that I missed my land drop. Yeah, let's discard the Tazim Royal Mage. We just need lands, I think. And this will allow me to hit my land drop. I did exile the Into the Royal, which isn't great, but I don't have blue mana anyways. But I think this is kind of a necessary evil that I need to do, just so I can play stuff. Spikefield Hazard can deal with the 0-1. Don't mind using that, and then we can maybe ditch the Bubble Snare. I don't know, let's use the Magmatic Channeler here, I think. Ooh, Relic Robber? Yeah, I guess I want to play out the Relic Robber. Yeah, I'll use a Spikefield Hazard next turn. The Relic Robber might force him to just stay back. We are missing out on our blue mana with the Bayin Veil, but that's okay as long as we can maybe get blue mana next turn. We can cast a 1-mana Bubble Snare on the Expedition Champion and Spikefield Hazard away to 0-1. Take a little bit of damage for now and go from there. Brushfire Elemental, that's scary. That might be the card I need to lock down. Yeah, that might just be the card. Actually, that's the card I think I'm going to use a Hazard on. So opponent's going to swing in for a lot of damage. I don't think I have a choice but to take it here. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, I guess we're going to use the Channeler main phase. Ditch the Riptide. It's a fine blocker, but it's not going to do anything. Finally get our blue mana open. Play the blue mana. Play the Bubble Snare. Use the Bubble Snare on the 2-3. Spikefield Hazard away the 1-1. And then we can attack in for 3 and hope for the best. Visionary can trade. Hopefully no land. Okay, so he gets his land. He's going to hit and swing at me for 2. Okay, so Spellcraft isn't bad, so I could just activate the Channeler here. Well, yeah, I guess I have to activate it to find something, so unfortunately I think I need to discard this. And I guess I don't hate the Bug Catcher. I guess I can still chump, I don't mind. I'll chump the 3-2. I think I'm taking a little bit too much damage here. Because he could just pump for 2 and kill me, so I think I'm blocking with the Grotog Bugcatcher. Yeah, I guess I can fall down to 5. So definitely going to chump the 3-2 here if he decides to attack. He could use a fight spell. Okay, never mind, it's good games. Yeah, you can't really miss out land drops in games like these, but this game was definitely winnable. But yeah, just losing too many lands, it wasn't great. I could have also just used the Magmatic Channeler on his turn and hold off the 2-3, so maybe I was a bit greedy activating it right away. But I'm currently 5-2, maybe we can get up to 7 wins still. I'm going to be a little bit more careful with my plays now, given that this game didn't go too well. I mean, I didn't play this game too well as well, so hopefully we can get there. And the server is taking a million years to load for some reason. Okay, alright, 5-2. Let's keep this up. and then maybe I can play better. Because that game, I definitely think I might have made some misplays. Alright, so we don't have... I guess we have the Kazul Fury to play tapped, and then the Veil. It seems okay when we have some defense in the early game. And I don't mind keeping this on the play, even without any creatures. Since going down a land in a matchup, it's not great. Ooh, Bugcatcher, okay, I guess I'll play that on 2 instead. Just gotta start the beats right away. Pack Beast, I could just attack and use the Veil, like I don't hate that, or I can just play the Night Runner. I just play the Night Runner. And then I'll decide whether or not I want to use the Veil next turn. I don't really want to trade with a Bugcatcher because it's a good trade for him. And the Bugcatcher can definitely, the attack and the damage can definitely go over time, so... Sentinel I can just kill. Yeah, I could, yeah, I guess I don't mind using the Royal Eruption here on the 2-3. I could send both. It's not a bad idea either. Yeah, I'll just send both. Suri trades for my 3-2, but that's okay. And land off the top will be nice since I will be able to develop the Titterpeak Ambusher. Opponent might be thinking about whether or not he needs the extra party member, so... But it's a fine block. I would definitely block here. Yep. Please get me land off the top. No land. Ooh, that's a good spell. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we lose our Thundering Rebuke, so sometimes Night Runner can lead to situations like that. Rebuke would have been excellent just to clear a path for the Night Runner. Okay, Stalker. Guess I could just set up a turn, or I can just Bubble Snare here. I mean, I could always just attack, but he's mostly just going to block it. Yeah, I don't think I want to risk anymore throwing more stuff into the graveyard, so I guess I'll play out the Magmatic Channeler here. Maybe I can use it to loot away a card next turn. And maybe hit my land drop for the Pyroclastic Hellion. Okay, Field Research to hit his land drop. Thundering would be so amazing, just be able to take out the 2-3 and then go from there. Okay, actually that's not a bad card. Could make him double block and use a Cinderclasm to finish everything off. I don't mind that. Let's attack with the Night Runner, I think. If he decides to double block, we can use the Cinderclasm. Huh. Yeah, I guess I don't mind that. I might as well use it now, right? Yeah, let's just use Cinderclasm now. Don't think I need to kick anything. Let's just ditch the Titterpeak Ambusher here. Fine land. Not necessarily. That's not necessarily 2-for-1. It's more like a 1-for-1. But at least we managed to kill 2 creatures, I guess. Now I don't mind the main phase Bubble Snare. Yeah, let's main phase a Bubble Snare. Just get back the Veil, I think. I can also use the Magmatic Channeler now, make it into a 4-4. But actually, I guess I can make that into a 4-4 end of turn. Let's see what he tries. Like, I don't mind just taking 5 here. Another Aesthetic. I could also offer to trade. Because I could just trade and use Bubble Snare. So the question is, do I want to attack? He's probably not going to block if I attack, so could just main phase the Bubble Snare and play the land tapped, or yeah, I guess I'll rather play land here tapped. Could Selendi Vision. I mean, he's just going to attack back for 5. Yeah, I guess he's not going to block here, I don't think. Let's just kick a Bubble Snare on the Aesthetic, I think. I don't hate just playing the Bayou Veil tap, because I might want to just cast Selendi Vision next turn for something, so we'll just say go. Ooh, Surge, okay. So I'm glad I tapped the creature down. I could double block this now. I actually don't mind double blocking. Yeah, I have to go for it, I think. So, actually, no, I can't because this is only going to be 1 power, so never mind. I'll take 7. I can kick the Royal Mage, get back Royal Eruption. Or I can Selendi Vision into something. Huh. Very interesting. I guess I'll kick the Royal Mage and get back the Eruption. Because it's very mana efficient. And I can just attack with a 1-3 and maybe set up a double block. Yeah, I don't think I'm in the mood to attack with all. I'm fine 2-for-1ing myself. I should be able to convert some of these cards into playables with the Magmatic Channeler. And hopefully I don't get blown out by like an Into the Royal here, which would be quite devastating. Okay, that's fine. I'll kill it with Royal Eruption. Please don't play another spell, though. Okay, no, so that's good. So I guess I don't mind just using the Channeler here, main phase. Converting the land into a spell. Ooh, in Bubble? Yeah, we'll just grab Bubble Snare, why not? And we can Royal Eruption to 2-2, which is excellent. And then we can get him for 6, which is quite nice. And then I might as well keep the Selendi Vision for any instances of sorceries that's still left in the deck. And there's still a decent amount, like there's still Synchronized Spellcraft. That's a kicked Field Research, quite scary. So if we're able to chain together 2 instances of sorceries, this will become a 4-4 and we can deal a bunch of damage to his face. But overall, it was a pretty nice turn of events using the Channeler to find the Bubble Snare off the top to deal the 7/6s, so... Paul might be thinking into the rolling his own Turn Timber aesthetic, which I'm totally fine with because we'll be able to deal enough damage more than the amount that he's going to gain. So this, if he bounces it back, then it's totally fine. We'll see. Maybe he's holding on to Rabbit Bites, to Druid Paragon unkicked. So maybe using that as a creature. Ooh, Amara Wizard isn't bad. So I guess I might as well just play the Wizard here. Attack with both 4/5 and a 2/1. I don't mind taking 3 back. Let's see what he tries here. There's must be something at instant speed, but I'm definitely attacking with both. Could have like a Might of Marasa on defense. Pretty interesting how he didn't kick this. He probably has something here. Maybe the fight spell I need to be aware of. Maybe he has that ambush, and maybe I can use like Selenium Vision into like a cheap instant. Okay, I don't mind the block here. This is a good trade for me. He's trading down. Okay, what's going on? Knew it. Alright, I guess I don't hate that. That's fine. I have a Mara Wizard to follow up, and the 2-1 still trades for the 3-2. And he has 1 card left. The Wizard is just a nice win condition. And then I'll be able to use the Selenium Vision and then give it flying, and then also pump the Magmatic Channeler. I also have another Tazim Royal Mage in the deck that can get something back as well. Korhelm Chronicler can find him a kicker spell. Hopefully not a Bubble Snare, because that would be pretty annoying if he does. Or he misses. Okay, he misses, so that's good news. Okay, kicked, sure. So he gets a Scry 2 here and get back, I guess, a Field Research. Yep, I guess the only... Or a Vastwood Surge, which can be pretty annoying. He might try to get the Vastwood Surge here. I think he's just going to get the Field Research, if I'm not mistaken. If he does get the Vastwood Surge back, I'm definitely going to attack with the Magmatic Channeler and offer the double block. Because I think that would be too much damage I'll be taking, unfortunately. Okay, just a Field Research, that's fine. Actually not fine, because he can just dig through his deck, but I think we're still in decent shape. Okay, Field Research, we can do that kicked. Ourselves as well, let's do that kicked. Yep. And I can use the Magmatic Channeler to even discard the Selenium Vision and make it into a 4-4 and block if I need to, so this is fine. The Korhelm Chronicler is a bit annoying because it will eventually just allow him to scry every single time you kick a spell. So opponent could still win this. Actually, it doesn't help with scry. He can discard and draw a card, so it allows him to look deeper into his deck for more removal and interaction. So it's not necessarily the best result for me. I'm definitely blocking the 2-1 here. Yeah, I'll go for it. Or I can just block the 2-2. And if he tries something, I can just discard the Selenium Vision and make it into a 4-4. Just want to prevent as much damage as possible. Is this kicked? Guess it's going to become a 5-5 anyway, so maybe I shouldn't have blocked. Okay. Yeah, I don't think discarding Selenium Vision is going to do anything. I'll just kindly take Trumpet and then trade out for Selenium Vision. I guess I'll Vision into Spitfire, seems to make sense. Ooh, Into the Royal plus Synchronized Spellcraft. Into the Royal isn't bad, we can kick that. But there's really nothing I really want to bounce. I think the Synchronized Spellcraft and the extra damage might be more important. So let's take the Spellcraft here instead. And we'll keep up the Molten Blast, I think. It's pretty annoying. I still have another Tazim Royal Mage in the deck. Sentinel is annoying, but I do have the Molten Blast to kill it, so it's not that bad for me. play land. Guess we'll just Molten Blast here. I don't mind just attacking for 3 here, and then I can use Synchronized Spellcraft if he decides to double block. Doesn't really have any good double blocks here. Yeah, he knows about my Spellcraft, so he can't really afford to double block. Guess he might. I mean, I could just 2-for-1 him here. Do I care? Yeah, I do. Because the landfall might matter and the extra creature might matter, so I think that's fine going for it. The wizard's kind of like whatever. He only has 5 cards left in his library, so if he keeps... Okay, that's pretty annoying. This does become a 4-4, but I don't mind trading my 4-3 for it. He is thinning out his deck, so he has 3 more cards left, but it might just be problematic if he's forced to... I mean, I don't mind him trading here for the 4-3. I can still attack without casting an instant sorcery, so it's pretty decent for me still. Okay, land isn't good, but we'll attack with the Mara Wizard anyways, offer to trade. Because why the hell not? And then might as well play land to ping the opponent. And then he has 3 turns to kill me, or else he's dead. Another Wizard, okay. Upon playing double Vast with Surge in the deck, that's pretty impressive. So now I don't mind a Hellion. We can bring back the Kazul's Fury. And I can keep it up at instant speed. I don't have to use it now. I'll save it for next turn in case he tries something. Let's play it safe here. Opponent has a crazy kicker deck with double Stoneclave Sentinel. Even the aesthetic with double Vastwood Surge 2, being able to put 2 1/1 counters everywhere. So yeah, 6 and 2. Let's just try to nail this final boss, and then I'll do a complete overview of this deck, and I'll send you guys along your way for your own limited experiences. Alright, let's go. Final boss. Let's do this. Will we get the final boss? Alright, opening hand. What do we have? A bunch of blue spells. Well, we do have the Spikefield Hazard we can play tapped. So it's not the end of the world. Yeah, let's keep it. Yeah, let's play this tapped. I mean, there's a chance we could find a red source off the top, and we could just play that instead. So I guess I'll play the Selendi Vision tapped instead. I mean, the Selendi Isle. Like, we could find a red source that we might play, and we might need to use the hazard on the 1 toughness creature. But if not, we'll just play it tapped like normal, and then just go on our day. And if he passes the turn, I'm going to be quite happy too, since I'll be able to Relic Robber. And, well, let's see. I don't think there's any 2-mana kill spell here. There's Vanquish for 3 mana, but this should be pretty difficult to deal with. And then we can start clearing a path with the Into the Royals and Bubble Snares if we have to. I'm also willing to play this unkicked just to get a blocker out of the way for next turn and put him on a clock. But yeah, he definitely needs to play something here, otherwise it's just game over. The Relic Robber is just going to run away with the game. Core Celebrant's pretty annoying since that can gain him a bunch of life. And it can also hold off my 2-2, but I could just Into the Royal that. Maybe save my Bubble Snares for later and my land drops, so sure. Well, yeah, he's pretty much game over. Alright, easy final victory. Final boss, pretty solid. Black-White Life King, the best archetype, but we managed to still steal the game with the Relic Robber. I, so let's do an overview of this deck before we crack our packs. Let's see. All right, let's add this to our collection first so we don't forget it, and let's look into the deck. Nice tempo deck where we're trying to leverage aggressive creatures in the early game and then protect them, grant them evasion, clear a path, essentially, and close out. So yeah, it's a decent deck. We're playing a bunch of Moldo dual face cards like the Umara Wizard, Kazul's Fury, Selendi Vision, Spikefield Hazard, and Bayin Veil, so managed to still cut 5 lands, play 5 tap lands, and we still managed to get away with 17 lands overall. So even though we were playing a bunch of tap lands, they didn't punish us too much, as long as we can play them early, tapped, on turn 1 or turn 2, we were in decent shape. And then the Power Classic Hellions in the late game, excellent 5-drops that allow us to return them back into our hand to use later, were pretty solid. Yeah, so in terms of removal, we had a lot. Triple Bubble Snare, Synchronized Spellcraft to a lesser extent, Thunder Rebuke, Royal Eruption, which is great, Cinderclasm, and into the Royal. So yeah, we had a decent way to kind of clear a path for our creatures to get across the finish line. Cinderclasm a bit of a nomble, but still very excellent. Sometimes the opponent might just play lots of early 2 toughness creatures or 1 toughness, and you can just completely sweep the board. Bit of a nombo again with the sneaking guys, double to Zim Royal Mages, which I'm fine kicking at 6 anyways. The Grotog Bugcatcher and Relic Robber, but it's still, but even with in our deck, it still managed to do a lot of work. And it wasn't a big deal, just main decking it, even though we had a lot of 2 toughness. I think if the deck had a lot more 2 toughness and we were much more hyper-aggressive with multiple Grotog Bug Catchers, I wouldn't use play the Cinderclasm, but overall the deck seems fine. In terms of card draw, we have the Field Research into the Royal, which can cycle itself, and to a lesser extent, Magmatic Channeler, which could convert lands in the late game into spells, so we can use it to look deeper into our deck, which is also pretty excellent. It was our first pick. Didn't see the Risen Riptide a lot in this draft, but overall I think it would still been solid given that we had a lot of kicker spells, could have been a fine defensive blocker and a nice aggressive creature. Overall, also forgot to mention Molten Blast, which I actually don't mind a copy since there's plenty of multiple 2 toughness creatures, and then the ability to destroy artifacts could be relevant, but overall I would never carry 2 since 3 mana deal 2 isn't super amazing. But yeah, just a good deck overall. Nice 1-drop sneaking guy to leverage the Titterpeak Ambushers, the Bug Catchers, the Relic Robbers, and the Grotag Night Runners. Solid 2-drops. Not a lot though, but we are a tempo deck, so we're not like so hyper aggressive early on. We're just mostly playing valuable creatures, protecting them with removal spells. I mean, protecting them with removal spells to try to get damage across and steal games that way. We have double to Steam Royal Mage to also get back the removal spells. So the deck definitely has a lot of removal. So in that sense, all we needed was valuable creatures to punch in a couple points of damage, and then as long as we're able to deal with the opponent's threats and get those damages in, then it's really good. But yeah, quite happy showcasing this archetype since I haven't explored it yet. So let's all draft. Let's crack some packs and claim our prize. I wish I took a thumbnail snapshot of this. I accidentally forgot. But anyways, let's claim our prize, yeah. Opening pack 1, pick 1. Let's pretend we're drafting Zendikar Rising. Let's see, pack 1, pick 1, I think it's a low mage's domination. The Skyclave Apparition is not great. The reason why is not only is double white difficult to cast, but it also doesn't have share any party synergies. It's a spirit, which isn't a relevant party type. And also, 2 power, 2 toughness is not an excellent blocker or attacker. And also, usually there's a lot of cheap removal, damage-based removal in the set that can easily kill the Skyclave Apparition. So even if you manage to exile a creature for the turn, they can... Skyclave Apparition can easily be killed, and then the opponent still reaps the benefits of getting a creature. Not saying this card's unplayable, but it's just not very exciting. I don't think it's a very good card. The best cards in this pack are like obviously Low Mage's Domination, pack 1, pick 1, because stealing a creature is really powerful. And even if you're not in the mill deck, usually if you end up playing like in the blue control deck, especially with one that has a lot of ramp, this can still be pretty. This can still be pretty efficient at stealing a creature. And even then, even though this could steal like a 3 cost creature or 4 cost creature in the late game, it can still be pretty strong. And sorry, I'm hiccuping here, so bear with me. So yeah, Low Mage's Domination is excellent, powerful. 2 for 1, steal a creature, gain a creature, etc. Spikefield Hazard, also nice modal dual face card, but I wouldn't take it over Bubble Snare. So really, these are the 2 best cards in the pack. I would take a Black Bloom Rogue. Causes are right. She allows you to ramp out your instants and sorceries. Definitely wouldn't mind playing her in the Blue-Red Wizards deck, but overall the stat line is just not very impressive. I don't think the card is busted. I think it's 1-2. Flying Haste isn't an amazing attacker, and also it's a pretty poor blocker. So mostly this is going to be a card that you're going to use in, like, again, a tempo deck where you're trying to keep up lots of instant speed and flash spells. So you can kind of give them a discount and then put the opponent back behind while you chip in with early game creatures. So Kaza is not that exciting. I think Black Room Rogue is a really good card. Not only can you just be playing it in any black deck, since it can come in as a land tap, but it's definitely pretty powerful if you manage to draft the Dimir Rogue deck, since a 3 mana 5/3 is pretty difficult to deal with once there's 8 or more cards in the graveyard. So it's a pretty nasty card that has to be answered. So I'd probably take a Black Bloom Rogue here. Also, other good commons include like Marauding Blight Priest for the Black-White Life Gain deck, but I wouldn't take over Black Bloom Rogue, pack 1, pick 1. Yeah, Jace is pretty strong. Haven't played with him yet, but can be a nice value engine, like just being able to scry, manipulate draw steps, and then you can manipulate it so that the top card of your library is a land. So if you decide to zero the Jace, you can you don't risk losing loyalty. That being said, it can be pretty annoying to deal with once you kick this for 5 mana, having 2 Jace. Just essentially, scry 2 is almost like drawing a card per turn, so it can definitely steal games if you manage to draft the right control deck with Jace. But yeah, it's a pretty fun card, and I wouldn't mind first trying it out. If Jace wasn't in this pack, probably just take the Scion, since Black-White Life Gain is the best archetype, and this card can be pretty insane if it doesn't get answered immediately. Just because there's a lot of life gain in this set, especially the core Celebrant that can just constantly trigger this over and over. So Scion's good. Red Golems finds the blue-black Dimir Mill deck as well, but I wouldn't take it over these 2. Can't Be Bailoff is also fine green common as well. Pack 1, pick 1. I think I would take... It's between Vine Gecko and Deadly Alliance. I think the Vine Gecko has a lot more upside. Not only is it a 2-mana 2/2, but it can grow over time. And the fact that you can ramp out your kicker spells can be very important in this set. The kicker spells are all also pretty good. So there's no problem kind of building around it, given how powerful kicker spells are. But yeah, I'll probably take Vine Gecko over Deadly Alliance. Usually removal spells are kind of a dime a dozen in limited. So you don't mind maybe taking a card that's not necessarily removal but has better long-term value, and then you can always just pick up like your removal spells later. So if I end up like in green-blue, there should be plenty of Bubble Snares and Rabbit Bites. But yeah, Deadly Alliance would probably be the best common in this. It's probably the best common in this set, along with Into the Royal, and also just the best common out of this pack in general. But I would probably take Vine Gecko still, since I think the Vine Gecko has a lot more upside, functioning not only as a ramp for kicker spells, but just a solid threat. Between Low Mage's Familiar and Growtalk Bugcatcher, probably Low Mage's Familiar. Again, I think Red's the worst color in this set, but it's not unplayable. Bugcatcher is a pretty strong card. It's probably the second best red common behind Royal Eruption. And if you're able to draft a nice synergistic aggressive red deck, this can beat down pretty hard once you have at least like 2 party members, it can be kind of gross. And even with an extra party member, it's already a 3/2 trample, which is quite gross. So yeah, Bug Catcher is pretty excellent and efficient, but Low Mage's Familiar is just a little bit more unique in a sense that it's a pretty powerful card in the kicker deck. And this is also another reason why red is kind of weak, because of the fact that the Low Mage's Familiar is a 4 toughness blocker that can also gain life whenever you kick a spell, makes it very difficult for red to race. So yeah, red's not necessarily unplayable, but just the amount of removal spell and life gain in this set and high toughness blockers can be a bit of a problem for red. Expedition Skulker also pretty excellent in the Dimir Rogues deck. Tazim Raptor is also good. Forgot to mention about that. Yeah, easy Magmatic Channeler, excellent card. Can become a 4/4 in the late game. Can convert your unplayable cards in the later games into like playable spells, since it looks pretty deep into your deck. So overall, yeah, it's pretty powerful. Other great cards include Shatter Skull Minotaur for the red aggressive archetype, or you can kind of try to force the mirror, take the Shao Stinger. And there's also Jiraga Visionary, which is an excellent 4-drop. Probably one of the best green commons. I think pack 1 pick 1, I would go maybe Mag Channeler. Probably still take the Shatter Skull Minotaur over a Visionary, but between Shao Stinger and Shatter Skull Minotaur, it is kind of close. But yeah, probably easy Magmatic Channeler. Okay, yeah, probably just take the Merfolk Falconer. Keeps us in a single color. Blue is the best color in this set, and nice payoff for kicking spells. But even if you're not kicking spells, it still trigger Wizard Synergy, and a 5-mana 4/4 flyer is a really good stat line and nice evasive finisher to close out the game. There's also Mospit Skeleton, which is excellent, and I would probably take Mospit Skeleton over Jiraga Visionary, given how powerful it is. Maybe I wouldn't mind even forcing the black-green +1/+1 counters deck, because that archetype seems to be underdrafted at the table from my experience, and it's just a really strong card, so probably take Mospit Skeleton second pick. Alright, sorry about the hiccups. I wish I can upload a thumbnail of this draft. Maybe I'm just going to, yeah, I wish I could upload a thumbnail. Unfortunately, I clicked it too early. So it's probably not going to be an amazing thumbnail showcasing the title of our deck cover. But yeah, pretty happy with this draft, and stay tuned for more content maybe. And apologize for the hiccups. I drank a little bit of water, and I don't know, the carbon hasn't yet gotten out. So, anyways, yeah, see you guys soon, and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.